Hi there, welcome to today's workplace series. And today you're going to be asked to consider, are you searching for too much similarity when it comes to creating your ideal team? When you think about it, it's natural to want to work with people that you like, that you find easy to work with. And that can flow into the characteristics that you look for when you're building a team or forming groups. You often want to seek out people who are like you. This is either done consciously or subconsciously. In the case of recruitment, for example, often search criteria will specifically reference that we want a candidate where there's cultural fit. Now, cultural fit can mean different things to different people. Typically though, if you ask people to define culture fit, they're going to give you comments such as someone who lives the organisation's values, someone who's able to work well in the team, someone who's going to fit in with the rest of the group, someone who perhaps understands the organisation's objectives and buys into its purpose, its vision. But if you strip away some of those layers and get to that kind of base level driver, what they're looking for is to hire someone that they feel comfortable with. That is, someone who they connect with because they can often see aspects of themselves in that person. I always remember very early in my career, I was told by a very good family friend that, Michelle, the key success criteria to getting that job during the job interview is to be likeable. Now, the premise from that comment was that because the person had already decided to interview me, I clearly had the skills that were required for the role. And so during the interview, really all they're looking for is that sense of fit. Is this person going to be easy to work with? Are they going to enjoy working with me? This likability, though, isn't just about being friendly and a nice person. It's about whether that hiring manager find similarities with the person that they're interviewing. And this is backed up by research. Research shows that we like people who are similar to us in terms of our interests, our backgrounds, our experience, and this impacts how we hire. Kellogg University found that getting hired for a job isn't so much about those sort of soft or even the hard dimensions of the role, but rather how similar the person being interviewed was to the person who was conducting the interview. Just let that sink in for a minute, because there's a danger with this. When you hire people who are like yourself, just like you, if you're filling your team, your work group with people who have similar backgrounds, experiences, and thought processes, this opens up a whole area of complications, particularly in terms of how you make decisions. Because when you have that homogenous group, a group that all thinks the same, it impacts what you think about. It impacts how you dissect information. It impacts how you debate information. It impacts the information that even gets into the room as part of that decision-making process. Diverse teams make better decisions. And they make better decisions because when you've got that diversity, the people in the room are bringing different ideas, different perspectives, different assumptions to the table. And what the research shows is that when you have diversity, it triggers more careful processing of the information that's being discussed. The challenge? It's not easy to see our own bias. And we can think that our decision-making process is rational and objective. We can also self-justify why we've made a decision, why we've hired in a certain way. So if you want a good team, a really effective team, you really want to make sure that you're challenging the assumptions, the worldview that you're taking into that hiring process. Are you just hiring for likability? Or are you genuinely looking for difference? So this starts with a couple of things. Firstly, acknowledge there's often bias in decisions making. We all do it. It's just part of how we make decisions. So you want to actively seek diversity in terms of experience, background, ethnicity, age, gender, the whole gamut when you're forming teams and work groups. And I always say to people, and sometimes people find it annoying when I say this, you need to recognize that often that person at work who annoys you, drives you a little bit nuts, often they're the person that you need to spend more time with. And the reason for that is that source of tension can often be because they see the world differently to you. They can challenge your frame of reference. That's good for your thought processes as a leader. So rather than striving to have everyone in the team who is the same, rather than striving for that likability, you want a team that is diverse. Sure, you want that team to gel, you want that team to bond, but when you appreciate the difference that people bring to the room, you're going to recognize you'll get better decisions, you'll get more creativity and more innovation, you'll have more ideas, and ultimately, you'll end up with a better team. And I love the quote, and I can't claim credit for this quote, but it's a fantastic quote. You don't get harmony when everybody sings the same note. Same goes with the team. So when you're thinking about getting a great team together, don't search for likability. Sure, you want connection, but when you just go for likability, you're going to be missing something through the process. Lots to think about. Take care. I'm going to see you next week.